The State Department is ordering Cody Wilson to yank his design of a printable gun off his website. Wilson told me back in March that he would have a printable gun ready for download by the end of April. And when he posted his plans for an all-plastic handgun online just a few days behind schedule, well, he got a letter from the State Department's Office of Defense Trade Controls ordering Wilson to shut down his site immediately. At 10:46 a.m. Thursday, Cody Wilson's company, Defense Distributed, tweeted, "DefCAD has gone dark. Take it up with the Secretary of State." And here now to take it up with me is Defense Distributed's Managing Director, Cody Wilson. Cody, thanks for joining us.
Jake, thank you for having me again.
So we just read a portion of the letter from the State Department. You've told others that you're disappointed and yet not very surprised by the decision. So what are you going to do now?
I think we see what the State Department wants to do. It's very interesting and it's necessary that we act carefully, because what we do next with the Department of Defense Trade Controls could set a precedent, a regulatory precedent, as to how that office will treat all 3D printable CAD files, or just CAD files generally, going forward.
Explain what a CAD file is.
Oh, sorry. Computer-aided design files. Pieces of software that might, in some sense, represent material objects, but at the same time are really just pieces of information or technical data. This administrative group claims for itself, or is seeing if it has for itself, the regulatory jurisdiction to control that information, and it's spread online. And so when it tells me to take it offline while it determines what it wants to do, one, I see it as a kind of prior restraint, and two, I see it as a kind of overreach.
So Congressman Steve Israel from New York was on our program on Monday talking about your guns, as I'm sure you know. Let's listen for a second to what the congressman told me.
My solution is to simply extend something that has been on the books for 10 years, the Undetectable Firearms Act, that says that you cannot manufacture and transport weapons that cannot be picked up by metal detectors. It's getting easier and easier to make these weapons. We shouldn't make it easier for terrorists and criminals to bring these plastic weapons onto planes. It's just that simple.
So, Cody, doesn't he have a point? Aren't you making it easier for people to get guns onto planes?
Well, I disagree. The TSA uses advanced imaging technologies, millimeter wave, backscatter X-ray. These guns are imminently detectable by those technologies. The metal detector is a standard from the 1980s that was written into that law, but never updated by Congress. And in fact, the law suggests to even the reader now that Congress anticipated one day the state-of-the-art in imaging technologies, especially those involved in weapons detection, would advance in time, but Congress hasn't updated the law.
So let's just talk about the design of the gun and the technical aspects of the gun. The CEO of 3D Robotics, Chris Anderson, he told Forbes that your gun would literally blow up in your face. Now, we have played the video of you shooting the gun. It looks like it worked. You look to be shrapnel-free right now. You don't seem to have any wounds. Did you shoot more than just that one round? Did the gun perform the way that you had hoped it would?
Yes, we've tested multiple prototypes and multiple times. I love it that so-called experts might have an opinion about something they've never tried to do before. Makes it that much more fun for me.
The Liberator, that's the name of the gun, is not your only foray into gun making. You've also produced plastic barrels and parts for assault rifles, so-called assault rifles like the AR-15. Are you going to move beyond the handgun and try to produce a fully functional printed semi-automatic rifle or automatic rifle?
No, I don't think in the current materials we're using that we can really create that semi-automatic rifle. If I could turn back to the Undetectable Firearms Act, though, I accuse Congressman Steve Israel of acting in bad faith. He's not just stopping guns from getting onto airplanes. If you read his law, if you read what he's inserted into his law, he's making it impossible for you to make any functional gun part on a 3D printer. Low receivers, magazines, everything the Defense Distributed has done. Basically, he's not interested in security. He's interested in taxing the expedient production of gun parts.
Cody, I'm sorry. We have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good weekend.